Hello and welcome. How are you? It's Devs here with a little something to share with you. I was asked the question the other day, does my thinking affect my health? And the short answer to that question is absolutely yes. The thoughts that you have the most, your prominent thoughts, the things that you think about most will absolutely affect both your physical and mental health. When I began to see the connection between my thinking and my feeling and how I showed up in the world, it started to look to me like I got another job to do, that I then had to control every thought that I had and make sure that I didn't think in certain ways because it was going to make me both mentally and physically unhealthy. What I see now is there is much more of a balance to be had here, and there is a much more gentle way to go about this. Because every single thing that we find out when I'm here and I'm sharing with you that absolutely yes, your thoughts, the thoughts that you have affect your health, you can take that information and use it against yourself, or you can take that information and use it to help yourself. And I would really, really strongly invite you here to use that information for your own good, because absolutely every single thing that we share and on a spiritual journey, on our human journey, whatever it is, anything can be used as a stick to beat yourself, or it can be used as a step ladder to move to somewhere better, to get to a high level of consciousness and to be better out in the world. And my greatest wish for you is that if you are here hearing this and potentially maybe your health isn't great, don't use this as another stick to beat yourself. Gently listen to the message behind this and see where you can make little changes and move into a place of balance and become more fit and healthy, both mentally and physically, because that is absolutely on the table here. That is absolutely what is on offer here. And you will know which thing it is you're doing by the feeling that you go into. Like when I was asked that question, the person that asked me that question wasn't in a great way in health-wise. And I think, in some ways they wanted me to say, oh, no, it's absolutely fine. That has nothing to do with your health, because then that would have let them off the hook in that way. But the truth of it is that absolutely yes, the way, our happy, healthy thoughts create a happy, healthy body. Our unhealthy thinking, our overthinking, our when we jealous thinking, any kind of unforgiving thoughts, all of those things absolutely go against us, create against us. And it is our job. We absolutely have the ability to think differently, but it's not as straightforward as just deciding to, and it's maybe sometimes it is, but it's not always just as straightforward as deciding to think differently. This is learning to see differently, learning to know something more about yourself, learning to know yourself better and who you are, learning to know your spiritual side, learning to understand more deeply a deeper truth about who you are, so that your thoughts are naturally more healthy. But a little bit like parenting or having a garden, growing things, this is an ongoing thing. It's not a do it once and walk away. This is something, as human beings, we have many things that we have to do again and again and again. And even though in some ways they can feel like a chore and like they hold us down, I was actually having a conversation with my son the other day, and we were talking about work. And we were actually saying that it's really good that we have to work, that we have to earn money, that we have to do stuff. Because if we haven't got a purpose, if we haven't got a reason to get up in the morning, then we can overthink and we can, make ourselves ill because we haven't got anything to do. The devil makes work for idle hands. The devil makes work for idle minds too. If we are left to overthink too much, then we don't do ourselves any favours. So it is always looking to see ways that we absolutely have the ability within us to think differently. It's a built-in ability in every single human being, and we do it all the time, naturally. And then when we're thinking something we don't want to think, we tell ourselves all these stories that we can't do it. But it is coming from a gentler, nicer space. As I was saying, you know, the way that we parent, the way that we tend our gardens, the way that we go to work, we can either make that a chore and something that we hate and something that we don't like doing, or we can think differently about it and see that putting in the work in these places actually pays dividends to us. And learning to understand our own mind and learning to understand for ourselves how to think in more healthy ways will make our body and our, you know, our physical health and our mental health so much better. So it will absolutely pay dividends to learn about how you work, how your mind works, how you are a spiritual being on a human journey, and how very often we put our humanness first in places where our spiritual nature absolutely should be taking the lead. So hopefully there was something helpful for you in this video. I would absolutely love you to join me for a deeper dive into this with 365 days of cracking creation, where every single day you will get a little nudge in the right direction, in the direction of good mental health, good physical health, in the direction of creating the things that you want in your life. The details for how to join that are below this video, and also a ton of other free stuff and everything else that we are up to. We run a conference every year in North Devon. If you are, it would be absolutely amazing to meet you, have you in the room. So have a look at the details below and do join us somewhere soon. Take care, have an amazing day, lots of love.